This particular piece of wood is a very soft spalted maple, and it does have some void, and there are some other little holes in the wood over here. I am going to do two things. I am going to fill the wood with the thin because it penetrates more deeply into the wood, and then I am going to wet sand with the 150 grit and the thicker CA glue. My preference for a CA glue applicator is still these little pads that I make. This is a piece of dressmaker's synthetic batting stuck on one side of a long piece of masking tape, and then another piece is wrapped around it so that you have something to hold on to without getting your fingers in the glue. The advantage of the little batting applicator does not absorb a lot of glue, so you don't use as much. And the real advantage is that there is no reaction between the glue and the batting. There is a reaction between glue and the cellulose fiber that's in a paper towel. The cellulose in the paper towel acts as a mild accelerator for the glue. I am going to apply something on the order of 6 drops of glue. That should be plenty for this. And I'm going to apply it down the length of that piece. I need a little bit more glue down on that other end. Let me put on about 6 more drops. Put some of that, start down on that end, make sure we have good glue. Now this thin is going to be absorbed into the wood. Now I'm going to take the paper towel and wipe off the excess, and that will act as an accelerator. I'm turning this lathe very slow because I don't want that glue being slung off in my face. Now I'm going to put about 6 drops on there. Get both pieces coated real quickly. Make up a slurry, and that slurry is going to be ground down into the holes in the wood and act as a grain filler. I'm using 150 for this because it generates a lot of sanding dust, and I want that sanding dust to get into the wood. Then I can take my paper towel and wipe off the excess. Kind of cut down on the amount of sanding required, and it does act as the accelerator. Now I'm using the accelerator just to pick up any loose deposits of glue that didn't harden. I have a pretty rough surface on this, so I'm going to pick up the 150 grit again. If you don't like to do it by the wraparound method, you can do it this way. You don't have to be as careful about dragging metal back into the wood down on this end because the wood is now sealed with the CA glue. Just go up to the edge and not over it onto the metal as much as you can. There's also a bit of a deposit of CA glue on these bushings. These two up here, the wood is much larger than the bushing, but this one down here at the tip is being used as a size reference for the tip fitting. And now we have a piece of wood that has been filled with CA glue, and it's been sealed. We can go on up now and sand it through the 12,000 micro mesh or 2,000 grit on the sandpaper, whichever we choose to use, then put on any finish of our choice.